Welcome to another edition of What the is Elon Musk talking about? In addition to my I would like to die on Mars, just not an impact shirt, we're going to be talking about Tesla's Battery Day coming up in just about a week on September 22nd. Let's get into it. Tesla does not only make cars, it also makes batteries. And in 2014, it signed a partnership with Panasonic to create its lithium-ion batteries that goes inside of a Tesla. Then in 2016, Elon Musk built the Gigafactory out in Nevada, where he can produce his own batteries for Tesla. Now, currently, as it sits, Panasonic and Tesla both collaborated to make the batteries that are now used inside the Teslas, with Panasonic taking about half of the space inside of the Gigafactory and Tesla taking up the other half. And the batteries that they produce is called the 2170 battery cell. Now, basically, the entire chassis of a car is just a bunch of tiny little batteries that's combined into make one massive battery, which makes a Tesla run. When it first released, the Tesla mileage range was 265 miles. What they've been able to do since 2012 is increase the range to a whopping 20%. Now, this comes from Tesla's own website. As of June 15th of this year, 2020, the Model S Long Range Plus vehicle now has a range of 402 miles. That's what represents the 20% increase from the 265-mile Model S back in 2012. So now that you have a good understanding on where they're made and how far they can go, let's take a look and see what we think Elon Musk might unveil on Battery Day on the 22nd. There's a really cool reply by the Everyday Astronaut where he actually takes a poll and he asks people their opinion on what will be the reveal. A 30% density increase, 500 plus mile range Model S, or a Model S/X refresh. Now, this has almost 19,000 votes. So let's talk about what each of these means. And to talk about the first one, a density increase, we first have to briefly, and again, this is not a technical channel, but we want to briefly go over how a battery works. In the most basic terms, you have an anode and you have a cathode and you have a kind of electrolyte mix. It's actually a liquid, the same kind of electrolytes that are in your Gatorade or the same kind of electrolytes that are inside of a lithium-ion battery. What happens is when you put a positive charge or a negative charge on it, it basically makes positively charged electrons flow to the opposite side of the battery. So what does it mean by a 30% density increase? I'm glad you asked. Battery energy density is the amount of energy that can be stored in the same amount of weight. Think about it as the amount of range that can be extracted from the same 500 kilogram pack. As energy density increases, the more energy can be extracted from a battery the same weight. So that means a 30% density increase is going to lead to a massively increased amount of energy that can come out of that battery, thus extending the range of Tesla batteries. The next is unveiling a 500 plus long range Model S. Having a 500 plus mile range in an electric vehicle is like the mother of all things that everybody wants, because of the fact that you have to charge it less, and it just sounds better to say that your car can go 500 plus miles than 274 or 265 miles. But with a 30% energy density increase, that may very well be possible. And the next would be a Model X and S refresh. Now, what this means, we don't exactly know, but we do have some tips from things that have been said. Now, Electric released this just in July about a secret project, Palladium. Supposedly, this is going to include a Plaid Model S, which would be amazing. In addition, it's supposed to have a new battery module and drive units, which serves as the basis for this Plaid version. But there's one more thing that I hope gets talked about and possibly unveiled. No one knows, so don't hold me to this, but it is the existence of a solid state battery. Now, you might be wondering, what the does that mean? Well, as always, let me explain. A solid-state battery would mean cataclysmic changes to your life, my life, and everyone who uses any kind of electric device. The easiest way I can put this is, when I was talking about a battery having an anode, a cathode, and a liquid electrolyte, that liquid will be replaced with some kind of material, we think possibly sodium, salt, but rather than it being a liquid, it would be solid. Now, all this means is that it would charge much, much faster and have much, much more density. Now, get this, because this is really amazing. This is what would be the biggest change in battery manufacturing in the history of batteries. A solid-state lithium-ion battery should be able to completely charge or discharge in just 7 minutes. Think about that. If you can completely charge a Tesla in 7 minutes and then go 500 miles an hour, there would be absolutely no reason for anyone to get any other kind of car. Now, if Tesla does make this solid state battery, it doesn't have to only release it for Teslas. Imagine if your phone charged completely in 7 minutes and lasts 3 times longer than it lasts now. What would that do to the entire world? If Tesla did become the world's foremost leader in manufacturing of batteries, what would that do to the price of Tesla stock? Think about that. Solid state batteries have been a dream for such a long time, and it may well very much be on the brink of being something we can have. In summary, we learned that since Tesla came out, it's had a 20% increase in battery range. We've also learned that in 2016, they opened their Gigafactory in Nevada, and they have a joint partnership with Panasonic to develop and manufacture these lithium-ion batteries. We talked about the fact that there's a potential 500-mile range battery coming out for Tesla. We talked about how a 30% increase in density would allow the battery to emit more power with the same exact amount of weight. And we talked about the Palladium super secret project that Tesla has, where it's going to possibly make an all-new refreshed type of Model X and Model S. And my favorite is the potential for a solid-state battery that would completely revolutionize the entire world, not just Tesla. I hope you've had an exciting time learning about solid-state batteries and Tesla Battery Day. September 22nd is a day to make sure you mark on your calendar if you want to get the news when it happens. If you like this video and you want to see more of my content coming out, make sure you hit the subscribe button because there's tons of content coming out every single day to make you a smarter Elon fan. Once again, this is Fabian DeRossi, and this has been another edition of What the F is Elon Musk Talking About?